Hello everyone. Sorry I haven't been able to upload videos consistently last year. I'm really sorry about that. This year, I will at least try to upload one video every alternate week, um, depending on my work schedule. Actually, so sorry about that, and let's get started. So the first thing that I will be changing is the engine version. So I actually started off with 5.0. Okay, and right now the current version that Unreal is going is 5.3.2. Okay, so let's change to that. So you will need to right click on the U project and switch Unreal Engine version. If you have already started off with 5.3, it's good, but I'm gonna change it now to 5.3.2 and open it up. Now this is loading on another screen, so I'll let it load. And yeah, that was quick. So the last time I said I would be going into the game instance and the game mode base to go into the save system and everything, but something that I thought of now that I'm coming back to this one after a year, after a whole year, I'm thinking that if I want to go ahead and do a save system, it has to save something, to be honest. And the only thing we have to save is the booleans over here, and it's not a proper inventory system either, right? So let's go ahead and first create the inventory system, the pickup system, and the inventory system. Um, we already had a pickup system before, but now when I come back and look at it, there is a better way to do this actually with everything in mind. The main objective would be the same, but I think we can actually do it a bit better code wise. Okay. So, um, yeah, let's go ahead and let's redo this part. Actually, I won't delete it, these. I'll just actually like make a old underscore old system and move that pickup system over here and move it over there. That's it. So this one is uh, clean right now. So I'll again, this system will go for the next 3 to 5 videos, and this will consist of a proper interaction interaction system, pickup system, and an inventory system. This would be the final one. Okay. So with that in mind, let's go ahead. The first things, um, also there's data enums. Let's make a structure folder. We actually need to create. We need to create a structure for it. Um, let's go ahead. Where is it? Probably it's in blueprints. Yeah, there we go. So I'll call it struct underscore pickup items. Okay. So okay, this thing again. I'll go to edit preferences and open it to main window. So next time it just pops up over here. So the first would be the name of the pickup that we have. So it would be sorry, it would be just be name. Then we'll have a image of it. Mm, actually, not an image. We'll use a skeletal mesh of it. Okay. So I'll have a skeletal mesh of it. Then I'll have it as stackable. This will be a boolean. Okay. So if I can stack it or not. because the inventory system that I will be making would be a slot based. Okay, so let's say we start with the game with the 5 slots. Yeah, so if I have a weapon and there's the bullet of, let's say, 9 mm, so I want to store it in one slot and not use 2 3 slots for just one uh, r- uh one bullet. Yeah, so that would be stackable, and if it is stackable, then we will have a count of it, and this would be an integer. Okay, so I think for now this is more than enough, and let's create our new pickup base. So let's go to pickup. Again, this will be of actor class. We'll call it dp underscore pickup. We'll call it base underscore pickup. Now, the difference between these, the old one and this one, is what we'll do is we'll have a variable, okay, that would be our item data, and this is the structure that we just made, that is struct pickup items, right? So now over here, actually, no, wait, sorry, it won't be a structure. Uh, let's go ahead to data and we'll create another one, and this one will be data tables. Okay, so let's have it. And this one should be under miscellaneous and composite data tab, no, sorry, data table, and this one will be our struct pickup items, and press OK. So I'll call it dt underscore pickup items. Okay. Now over here, if I press on add new, see, I can add the name. Let's say this is the flashlight. Now, is it stackable? No, it is not. Definitely not. We have we have a flashlight mesh. We have this one. So yeah, I'll probably, this is way too big. Mm, How big is this? Let's see. Which is really quite big. Yeah. Let's see if I can go to the modeling and go to model is uh, and wait, yeah, there we go. And this is good enough, but yeah, minus 90. And if I do it, then yeah, this one becomes right, right. So let's make it 30 width-wise, 40 width-wise, maybe 50. 50 seems fine, right? Yeah, it seems fine. So yeah, let's create that. I'll have this delete. Hey. Okay, right, right. I cannot delete it. The tool is active, so I'll accept it. And this has been created, which we will use as our flashlight. Okay, so now again, this is a static mesh, right? So what I'll do is I will export it out, right? Which I can do. Mm, so what I'll do is I'll go to desktop and have this as flashlight and save it, and it will pop up this one. So with the 2020 px That is fine. Export, and you should have it on your desktop now. So let's re-import it. And skeletal mesh. Skeletal mesh. You don't have a skeleton, and uniform scale 1. So import. Now, if you imported it correctly, this should look like this. Yeah. So now this is skeletal mesh. Yeah. I'll delete this. And this one has the world grid material over here. So I'll apply the same on the one that I just imported back, right? Like this. So yeah, this is good enough for us. So I'll use this as flashlight, save all. I'll use this flashlight over here, and it is not stackable, and obviously you the count will always be one. Okay, will always be one. But the thing is, the count, if it is stackable, we can add on top of it to increase the count. Okay, in the inventory. So uh, okay, now what I'll do, I'll create a data table over here, and this will be dt, sorry, data table row handle. Okay, now we can break it. If I create a data table, does data table row exist? So we'll put in this one, and this would be instance editable and expose on spawn. So what I can do is, right, I can go back to content or pickup, base pickup system, right? Can set this data table over here, and I can have it as the new row, which I haven't saved. I will rename this to be flashlight, right? And I will have this as flashlight. Now nothing happens over here, but I can set it over there, right? So if it exists, right, from the data table, I don't need the names. What does it do? Right. So get data table row. Again, I can get this. Actually, for the data table, I'll actually put it as hard coded, so I can get this out row. So from here, I'll break it. So if row, actually, it already checks it over here. So let's do it from here directly. Okay. Now, if I plug it in and compile, yeah, I still have it. So that's fine. So from the row found, what I'll do is I'll have a skeletal mesh over here, since I'll always use a skeletal mesh for the base pickup. I will set mesh. What is it? Is it set asset? Set skeletal mesh asset. And this one will be directly linked over here like this. And I'm doing this in the construction script. So now if I compile, and as you can see, it automatically creates that inventory item, right? So If I was to create a new data table over here, and let's say I called this as the pistol, right? And obviously, um, I'm actually, yeah, let's just call it pistol. So I have the pistol A over here, non-stackable again, count is 1. So I can save it. Now, if I change it from here to pistol, you can see that it changes to pistol over here. So now what happens is I do not actually have to create multiple of these base items, right? So that helps us a bit. And the next part of this system would be to add it on the inventory. Now for inventory, what we'll do is we'll create a new folder and we'll call this components, right? And we'll create an actor component that will be our, so this is AC for actor component, and this will be our inventory items. Okay, so this will store all inventory related stuff. So this is where we'll store the data of the items that we have. So we'll create a new function over here. We'll call it custom event. We'll call this store item. And over here, the data that will pass through is the uh, um, data table information. No, we don't actually need to pass in the data table information. What we'll do is we'll create another structure, right? And that will actually have the proper information regarding this. So what we'll do is, so pickup will be a separate base, right? Which is for pickup. And another thing we'll create is, let's call it the actor classes, I guess. And in the actor classes, we'll create a new actor, and this one will be BP underscore base inventory item. Okay. So all our flashlight, pistols, and whatever will be a child of this base inventory item. Okay. So this, now let's go ahead and create this structure over here. Go to blueprint structure, and we'll call this struct underscore inventory. No, sorry, item data. Okay. So obviously the first thing that would be is the name again. Obviously we'll have to store it. Now the second is the count of it, how many we are supposed to have of it in the inventory. And then we will have the blueprint class. So class of it. So which class to spawn into our player hands, right? We don't want to attach it manually like we did before, but now we want to generate or create these classes at runtime. Okay, so obviously this will be give BP inventory. Sorry, this will be AC inventory. No, sorry, what did I create? um, let's go to her actor base inventory item. Yeah, that was correct first time. BP base inventory item. Okay, now this will actually, yeah, BP base inventory item. This will be a class reference. We want the class, not an object reference. And again, we should still know if it is stackable or not. And this will be a boolean. And what else? I can't think of something right now, but if we do in the future, I'll just add it over here. Okay. So in the base pickup, we also want to add the data of it. So it would be item data. This will be a structure item data. Again, make it instance editable. Expose on spawn. Actually, I'm thinking if I really need to do it over here, I don't need to actually expose it over here. So what I'll do is in the pickup items over here, I'll create the class over here itself, class reference. So BP inventory item class reference. Okay, compile. Now also you'll have to save and yeah, compile over here. So base inventory item obviously. So let's just go over there. Now I'll create a child blueprint of and I'll call this BP flashlight. Okay, and I'll create a child again and I'll call this BP underscore sorry. I'll, uh, I'll call this BP underscore pistol. Okay. So obviously for the pistol it can be the pistol and for the flashlight it can be the flashlight. Okay. And okay, so yeah, let's again set it up over here. The item data. Sorry, set members. All of these I'll just put it over here. The count, stackable, and obviously the class reference, right? Over here by default. So if I pick it up, it automatically gets saved. And now we already have interface option over here that we can add, and we called it, let's say, BPI interaction, and it already has these begin pickup, end pickup, begin interaction, and end interaction, right? So we start with begin interaction. This is where we interact with the character, and from the character we will um, get component by class. Okay, now this component will be our AC inventory items, and if it is valid, right? If it is valid, we already created a stored item over here, and we'll pass on the structure that we just created, item data, right? We'll call this item data, and this will not be on begin interaction. Sorry, this will be on end pickup. So once you have picked it up, so begin interaction again, I'll come back to it. Uh, right now, I think how I've set it up is let's go to the I know this might be a bit of an issue since you already had it set up in a different way, but in the long run, this would be the better way to do it. I'm sorry I did not actually like think of it before, and I'm checking it right now. So on the action is on pickup, I begin pickup and cancel pickup. So we have begin interaction, we promote it to the character, and on end interaction, sorry, and on end interaction, I set this character reference to null, right? So this is good. So again, on begin pickup, I'll get a reference to the character. I'll make sure to convert it to build get. So if it has the inventory component, then what I'll do is over here, I'll call the store item and pass on the item data, right? Now, if I do this, right, and let's see. So in the inventory item, I have this promote to variable. So I get this structure and I make it into an array of structures and I will add unique to it, right? So this way, what happens is I can create a function and this will be check for item. So what this does is it will take a name, right? And it will check if I have that item over here, right? So what it does, it takes a for each loop of it where it breaks up the name. And if this is equal to this name, then we have found it. Otherwise, we have not. Okay. Mm, uh, yeah, I'll create a local variable and we'll call this found, and this will be a boolean. Mm, if it has been found, we'll set it to found, and by default, when you call it the first time around, it is you don't actually need to set it. It's a local boolean. It will be set to false always at first, and if you have found it, it will be set to true. And depending on this one, we will return it if it has been found. Okay, item found, and again promote to a local variable item data, and that would be again returned here. Okay, item. So let's do a check over here. Let's do it for flashlight. If it was found, then again, obviously, I know it will be flashlight printed out, but I still want to do it. Print out the name, okay? So with a tick, and obviously I need to add it to the character over here. So AC inventory item, and this is this So changing back to a flashlight. Alright, if I press E, nothing happens, right? Wait, let me check the code a bit of the old one. Right. My bad. So base pickup, store item, and then destroy the extra. Yeah, it's a bit hard because it doesn't actually show the. This is weird. So let's debug. We'll debug it from. Yeah, now it's not actually colliding with this item. So that might be because it has no collisions like I suspected. What did the base one have? Block all. Okay, so we'll have the same thing, block all. And now, as you can see, it's printing out the name flashlight. So that means I just picked it up, right? So if I have a pistol over here, what I can do is, obviously this is a check for item. Uh, Now if I did a for loop over here, right, directly, and I broke it, and if I print out these names over here, you can see it will print out all the names that I pick up over here. So that would be the pistol and the flashlight. See, now I have two of these in my inventory. So as you can see, this is much cleaner way to do the inventory that we were doing initially. So now this video is almost way too long, way longer than I want it to be. So I'll stop it right here. And in the next lecture, we'll continue with the interaction of this inventory item. Okay. Thank you guys and see you.